Let's be honest. Most of us know what we need to do. Wake up early, study, exercise, build that side project. But when it's time to actually do it, our brain just whispers, maybe later. We procrastinate, scroll a bit, grab a snack, and tell ourselves we'll start in 5 minutes. 5 minutes turn into an hour. An hour turns into a day. And the worst part? We start to believe that something is wrong with us, that we're just not disciplined enough. But what if the problem isn't discipline? What if your brain is simply not designed to enjoy hard things? Yet, in this video, I'll show you how to trick your brain into craving hard things. Using a method called the Lotus Method, simplified, you'll learn why motivation always fades, how to rewire your brain's reward system, and a practical system to make difficult habits feel naturally satisfying. By the end, you'll not only understand why you procrastinate, you'll also know how to make your brain look forward to challenge, the same way it looks forward to checking your phone. So let's start by understanding what's really going on inside your head. When you avoid hard work, your brain isn't lazy. It's protective. When you face something hard, say, studying for an exam or working out, your brain doesn't see growth or success. It sees risk. It doesn't know whether you'll succeed or fail. And that uncertainty triggers stress, so it pulls you away from discomfort and towards something predictable, like a short video or a cookie, because those things give you a guaranteed hit of dopamine, that quick, feel-good chemical. This is why willpower doesn't work long-term. You're trying to fight your biology instead of understanding it. Think of it like this. Your brain is like a pet dog. If every time it tries something new, it gets scolded or feels pain, it'll stop trying. But if you reward it for effort, even small effort, it learns to love the process. That's the foundation of the Lotus Method. Why lotus? Because the lotus flower grows from the mud, slowly, layer by layer. It doesn't fight the mud. It uses it. The Lotus Method works the same way. Instead of forcing yourself to be motivated, you create small moments of satisfaction around the difficult thing. So your brain begins to associate that mud, the hard work, with reward. There are 3 parts to this method. 1. Cue it. Make the start of the hard thing pleasant. 2. Shrink it. Make the task ridiculously small. 3. Reward it. Celebrate the effort, not the result. Every habit starts with a cue, something that tells your brain it's time. The trick is to make that cue feel good. For example, if you want to study, play your favorite lo-fi playlist only when you open your books. If you want to work out, light a candle or drink a special pre-workout tea before you start. The cue becomes a ritual, a signal that says, something enjoyable is about to happen. Soon, your brain begins to crave that ritual, and by extension, the habit itself. The hardest part of doing anything is starting. So make starting stupidly easy. Don't study for 3 hours. Just open your notebook and read 1 paragraph. Don't go for a full workout. Just put on your shoes and stretch for 2 minutes. This may sound too simple, but here's the trick. Once you're in motion, your brain's resistance drops. Momentum does the rest. I call it the 1-minute rule. If it feels impossible, make it so small you can do it in 1 minute. That's how the lotus grows, 1 petal at a time. After every small effort, give yourself a micro reward. Something tiny but satisfying. Check a box. Say yes out loud. Watch a short video after finishing a study block. It might feel silly, but here's why it works. Dopamine is released not just when we achieve big goals, but when our brain expects a reward. So, by pairing effort with even a tiny dose of pleasure, you teach your brain, hard work equals good feeling. Do this consistently, and your brain starts to crave that effort. It begins to see challenge as something worth seeking. I used this exact process when I started morning runs. At first, I hated it. Every cell in my body wanted to stay in bed. So I made a deal with myself. If I just put on my running shoes, I could have my favorite iced coffee afterward. Day after day, that simple cue and reward built a loop in my mind. Eventually, I started to crave the run itself, not the coffee. That's the power of the Lotus Method. You reward the mud, not just the flower. When you repeat the cue, action, reward loop enough times, neurons in your brain start to form a pattern. It's like carving a new path in the forest. At first, it's overgrown and hard to walk. But the more you travel it, the clearer it becomes. Eventually, your brain starts releasing dopamine before the hard task, because it expects the reward at the end. This is how gamers spend hours grinding levels, or how athletes push through exhausting training. Their brains link the effort itself with pleasure. So the goal isn't to fight procrastination. It's to outsmart it by reshaping what your brain finds rewarding. Now, a few warnings. Because this method can fail if you misunderstand how to use it. Pitfall number 1, rewarding the wrong thing. If your reward is too big or unrelated, your brain focuses only on that. For example, I'll buy myself pizza after studying. Now your brain only wants pizza, not the studying part. Instead, keep rewards linked and tiny, something that complements, not replaces, the habit. Expecting instant change. Remember, it's called the Lotus Method for a reason. Growth happens slowly, quietly. You might not feel a difference after a few days, but after a few weeks, you'll notice something strange. You'll start feeling uneasy when you skip your routine. That's your brain adapting. Skipping the reflection step. After doing something hard, take 10 seconds to recognize it. Say to yourself, that was good. I did that. It sounds minor, but this conscious reflection locks the habit deeper in your brain. I once worked with a friend who was trying to write daily. He'd write 500 words one day, then skip the next 3 because he felt off. The problem wasn't motivation, it was feedback. He never paused to feel good about writing. Once he started journaling, I showed up today. His consistency shot up because the brain learned to expect that mini reward of pride after each session. After a few weeks of using the Lotus Method, you'll notice a shift. Hard tasks won't feel like forcing yourself anymore. They'll become part of your identity. You'll start saying, I'm the kind of person who finishes what I start. I'm the kind of person who seeks growth. That's when the method moves from external motivation to internal drive. At this point, you can start increasing the challenge. Longer study blocks, harder workouts, deeper projects. But always keep the ritual, the micro start, and the micro reward. That's the sunlight that keeps the lotus growing. Let's quickly recap. 1. Your brain isn't lazy. It's avoiding uncertainty. You need to teach it that effort equals safety plus reward. 2. The Lotus Method uses 3 parts. Cue it. Make starting feel pleasant. Shrink it. Make it so small you can't say no. Reward it. Celebrate effort, not results. 3. Rewire through repetition. Over time, dopamine starts firing before you start, which means your brain now craves the challenge itself. 4. Avoid pitfalls. Don't over-reward, don't rush, and don't skip self-recognition. Remember, the goal isn't to do hard things for the sake of struggle. It's to transform your relationship with difficulty, to see every challenge as a chance to grow another petal. If this idea clicks with you, don't just nod and move on. Pick one thing today that feels hard and apply the Lotus Method to it. Maybe it's cleaning your room. Maybe it's sitting down to read for 10 minutes. Whatever it is, start small. Create your cue, reward the effort, and let it grow. And if you want more ideas like this, about building discipline, focus, and peace, hit subscribe, because every week, we explore simple ways to make your mind work for you, not against you. Remember, you don't need to force growth. You just need to plant it in the right conditions. The rest will bloom on its own.